one knows the true origins of these ancient carved monuments found in several long-forgotten corners of the world. Some have stood undiscovered for thousands of years. How did man alone create such magnificent towering sculptures?
Well, with a sponge and scissors, actually. Good, aren't they? And simple to make in 4 easy parts. A 4-part attack. First, you're going to need a big old sponge like this and draw around it onto some thin card. Then design your sculpture's face in this shape. Start right at the bottom edge and make it nice and simple and draw it from side on. Just fit the face to the shape of your sponge. And when you're happy with your face, cut it out and use this as a template for drawing your face onto the sponge. So just hold it steady and go all around the shape like this. Just follow the outline of that card cutout. And when you've done that, turn the sponge over and again use the template to draw on the face. But make sure that you turn the template over as well so that the faces are looking in the same direction. And if you make sure that your face has a nice wide shoulder at the bottom there, it means that your monument will have a nice wide sturdy base and will stand up easily. Now you need to do some sculpting. Take some scissors and start to snip away at the sponge following the pen lines. Now be careful of your fingers while you're doing this. Just snip away around the lines. This is great fun to do, you know. And you can also pick out larger sections of the sponge with your fingers themselves. And slowly your sculpture's features will appear. And don't worry if you make a mistake like that, because if you cut away the wrong piece, you can just glue it back on using neat PVA glue. See that? Glue it on and pop the bit back on. Easy. Then just keep trimming until you're happy with your sculpture's shape. Now he's really starting to look good, and don't worry about the uneven surface of the sponge. It'll add to the ancient worn stone effect. Now before you throw these cut-off bits away, how about using them for some finer detail? Carefully cut out 2 thin crescent moon shapes like this, and again use some neat PVA glue and glue them to either side of the head for ears. Now all that's left to do is to make the sponge look like stone, and you do that by painting it. Paint your sponge sculpture a nice stony grey colour. Now acrylic paint works best for this, as it sticks well and it doesn't sink into the sponge. Just cover the whole of your sculpture, back and front. You can then add in some dark grey or black to the shaded parts to give it some depth, like in the eye sockets. And you can also paint some green around the base to give the impression of grass. And when you finish painting it and it's dry, you'll have an ancient stone monument like this. Good, isn't it? And you can do all sorts of different sculptures. How about cutting the sponge in different ways to get different characters? Or painting the sponge a light brown colour to get this ancient Egyptian sandy effect. And you don't have to do figures. Really simple monuments like this Stonehenge type one look really brilliant. Try it yourself. Sponge sculptures.